Hi, Dr. Chung. Welcome to my Domain 8 Reflective Learning video. And in this video, I'll be talking about, firstly, about how I felt, my state of mind before entering this domain. So, before starting, I was just a little bit anxious because the packaging study. Okay, the fear that I got from RCA actually, because during RCA it was really challenging for me to get the packaging done, especially during MCO time. Companies may not be able to provide material for packaging. They might not be doing printing for us. They might not be giving us a proper response on how are we going to materialize our design, packaging design. So that was a little bit something at the back of my mind, and I was quite worried about that. But after knowing that there is going to be a multidisciplinary learning project collaboration with SOMEC and especially TDS, I was very relieved because they're going to be leading the designing with our comments and suggestions, but they're going to be leading it. So that gave me a little heads up, and it motivated me to like work closely with them. And after that, when we see that they are specializing in doing design, I was also relieved. And when I heard about doing HACCP plan, although a little bit unsure and blah blah like that, but I was quite confident because we have done this before in semester 3.5 with Dr. Wendy. So I was a little bit prepared for that. So I was like, let's do this domain 8. Plus, before actually going on to this domain doing it, my team actually came up with a good task delegation. Everyone was working very coherently, was very consistent, and was very good communication, and I really appreciated that. So we went and entered this domain with confidence. So after entering this, I realized that yes, there's a lot of work in this domain. Got a back pain from sitting in front of the computer doing so much of work, but it was worth it because now that we have learned the real reason for why we actually do this domain presentation, which I'll talk about it shortly. And I was also very thankful to SOMEC and TDS students. Thank you so much for coming up. And I think in this domain we really collaborated a lot compared to other domains because it required a lot of collaboration. We had to validate the design. We have to see, they were treating us like clients, but we never like made them feel like they are like our sort of like they work for us or something like that. We didn't want to do that, but we gave genuine comments and we worked really closely with them, and they came up with really beautiful, really aesthetic, sleek design for our packaging, which everyone loved. And I think that is a blessing that this multidisciplinary learning project has given to us in the midst of CMCO. Thank you so much, Dr. Chung and other lecturers. So, all right, now let me talk a little bit about the challenges that I faced during this domain. So the first one, since I was actually in charge of HACCP plan. So when it comes to HACCP plan, in order to know if there is a significant hazard or not, we had to check the severity and the likelihood of that hazard. So there wasn't any database like clearly showing that, okay, if, like this means like this severity, this you give it this 4, 5, 3, 2, like a marking that we give it to it. But there wasn't like that. So what I did was just to go around looking for outbreak reports, case studies, case reports and stuff like that, newspaper articles, see if there is any lead from that. So, and there was actually pretty good lead from that. For example, Kraft Foods, they documented 200,000 above metal contamination in their foods, which they had to recall. So that gave me a little idea on how frequent that thing happens and how severe this kind of outbreak is. For example, salmonella kills people, right? So yeah, and it is number 2 in likelihood. Like this kind of reports gave me an idea. And secondly, also me working closely with Chen and Clement to come up with the HACCP manufacturing flow, the process. It was a little challenging because again, there wasn't like any complete demonstration on how exactly the product is going to have its flow, because every product is unique, and that gave us the challenge on how are we going to design our flow, how our layout is going to be. So that was a little something that we had to think. And because of that, everything was fine, and Dr. Chung guided us a lot. She gave us these examples of good manufacturing flows, and that gave us a clearer idea on how to design our flow. Okay, and then the most important thing that, like I told just now, what I learned from this domain is that as a food product developer, yes, coming out with very innovative, very good looking, very unique, out of this world kind of concept is important, but it comes with something that we have to keep in mind, that is this manufacturable? Just because it's a good concept, it's very unique, doesn't mean it's going to be easy when it comes to manufacturing it. If it's not going to be easy, for example, if it's going to be mafan, it's going to so many steps, so many ccps, it goes here and there. This might be a little cost inefficient, and it might be a little time consuming, so at the end this product might be a failure. So that's something that as a food product developer I have to keep in my mind, that coming up with a concept is good, but a good concept also means that it is manufacturable. So that is something that I learned from also from RCA, because our RCA was a very complex product. It had like co-extrusion and stuff like that. So that gave me a heads up in this domain, to always keep in mind that is this manufacturable. So even during ideation time, I had that in my mind, like, okay, frozen yogurt in mochi. I had this, okay, can manufacture, there are already machines for that, and it will look clean, not messy, the chart and all. So that's something that I always kept in my mind. And lastly, I would like to thank my team members and everyone for working very efficiently this domain, and I enjoyed this domain so much. I think this is like the best domains out of the other domains. There was like less any sort of like conflict or stuff like that. So thank you so much.